Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys coming by the channel and checking today's video out. And a lot of you guys always say that, Randy, you got just, you're always negative about everything. Well, I got a positive video today because we're going to be talking about the huge surge in veteran bass anglers that are coming to the surface and coming out publicly against forward-facing sonar. I am so happy to see this, and hopefully it's going to set a trend moving forward. But we're going to get into that today a little bit in the video, and obviously I'm always glad to get your feedback and look forward to getting your feedback on it too. So that's what we're going to get into today. Also, guys, before we get started, just a couple quick housekeeping tips. I just want to invite everybody, anybody interested in booking an on-the-water lesson with me. You can do that by going to my Facebook page, Randy Blaukat Professional Angler, and just shoot me a message for the information there, for the details. And also, I just want to let you guys know that March, guys, is jig season. Officially, 1st of March for me every year. I think March is probably one of the best months to fish a jig. Two favorite colors, guys, if you're fishing water visibility of over 3 feet, this brown and orange with the green pumpkins, my Blaukat throwback jig, live rubber throwback jig. If the water visibility is like under 2 foot or something like that, the black and chartreuse with the blue chunk on it. So living rubber, guys, this thing has a glow in it like you can't see anywhere else. I'll put my Tackle Warehouse link in the description if you guys want to pick up a couple, but these are the two I'd suggest. Brown and orange, black and chartreuse covers about every water clarity there, so really appreciate that. Okay, guys, a lot of you guys may have seen the video I put out this morning on Skeet Reese, sort of coming out against, voicing his displeasure with forward-facing sonar, and we've seen this regularly from veteran pros like Skeet Reese. A lot of Elite Series pros have been making Facebook posts and social media posts, finally voicing their opposition to it. We've also seen a increase in the number of veteran bass anglers that are guests on podcasts that are coming out against forward-facing sonar. And most of them are pretty cautious about it. They're not like me where I'm just going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, because forward-facing sonar is the worst thing that ever happened to the sport. They're a little bit more diplomatic about it, but they are coming to the forefront because they see the writing on the wall. All of these professional anglers that I'm talking about here, the veterans, the people that have put in their due diligence and they've worked for decades honing their craft, and they've developed bass fishing into an art form. They've seen all of those decades of work, and they've seen their art form become worthless, completely worthless in the age of the Cheaterbox. Because you guys seen it, we've seen all the Florida tournaments getting won on it. There's nothing that's safe from it. 99% of the tournaments across the country, I don't care what level it is, it could be local, regional, national, 99% of them are won with the Cheaterbox. It's going to continue to get won with the Cheaterbox, and the veteran pros are fed up with it. They see how this has degraded the art form of bass fishing, and they're finally beginning to speak out against it. Now, there's been a lot of different stuff that they bring up. Skeet was bringing up the fact about how forward-facing sonar is devastating the tackle industry in terms of the different lure categories out there. Sales are down across the board because everybody's just buying, forward-facing minnows and A-rigs and stuff like that for the Cheaterbox. That's one application with it. And then they talk about the viewerships being down on any tournament where the Cheaterbox is the primary feature on the show. And the thing about that, guys, I don't care if it's Bassmaster or an MLF, if anybody is catching a fish without using the Cheaterbox, they always give it extra attention because it's so rare to see that. So they try to throw a bone out and create this illusion that people actually do something besides that, which is not really the case. So anyway, once the opposition like this begins to coalesce around forward-facing sonar, I think that you're going to finally see some movement here, because one of the things that I've really been disappointed in with a lot of the marquee pro anglers out there is and I know, guys, because I know these guys and I have interactions with them, they will talk down and they will talk bad about the Cheaterbox like you won't believe in private, but when you get them in public, they try to be diplomatic. Oh, this is a great technology and it's changing the sport, and we got to really watch it and see how it develops. Bullshit. The hell with that. You don't have to be diplomatic for something that is destroying the sport of bass fishing. You need to get aggressive, you need to get real with it, and you need to let people know it's like, if you win a tournament with forward-facing sonar, don't be patting yourself on the back, because it's no accomplishment whatsoever. If you rely on an umbilical cord to show you where the fish is at, you're not fishing to find these fish. Your umbilical cord shows you where the fish at. It shows you what the fish is doing. It shows you what the fish, how it's reacting to your lure, and you can make an adjustments by an artificial piece of technology. Like I said, don't pat yourself on the back if you win a tournament, because it's not impressive whatsoever. It's degrading to the fish. It's an insult to the fish. It's an insult to the sport. It's an insult to traditional bass fishing and real bass fishing. So we're finally starting to see some of the marquee pros coming out there. Part of this video is I want to encourage all of them to grow a pair, like the title said, get a backbone and start standing up against this, because guys, you're on the right side of history here. You're fighting the good fight. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be hesitant. Don't feel like you're going to get, reprimanded for it, because it doesn't matter what the situation. If you coming out against forward-facing sonar jeopardizes something that you have some type of a relationship within the industry, you don't need that relationship. Let them know that this is the worst thing that ever happened to the sport. It's not only degrading all the tradition and all the history and all the aesthetics and all the art form and all the skills associated with traditional bass fishing, it's destroying the sustainability of our fisheries over the long term. And we've already seen that with states implementing, more aggressive creel limits, because forward-facing sonar is depleting the population of other species, other fish species. So anyway, I think a lot of people, for whatever reason, they've been hesitant to come out against this. And like I said, they've tried to sort of walk the fence on it. Stop walking that dang fence. Get on the right side of the fence. Get on the right side of history. Come out with your opposition against it. And eventually it's going to go away. I can promise you guys, this fight, everybody says, Randy, give it up. You're beating a dead horse, blah, blah, blah. That's a bunch of crap, because what happens is when all this comes together, like you start seeing the fishing tackle manufacturing industry suffering, their sales are suffering, viewership suffering, membership, attitude, energy, passion, and desire. If all that's dissipating, there's no way that they can sustain that and keep it in the sport. There's not one person that can tell me that if you took away the Cheaterbox and forward-facing sonar away from bass fishing right now, that would make the sport worse. It would only make it better. There's not one redeeming quality about forward-facing sonar, and the pros are finally, they're fed up with it, man. And that's why these guys, it's taken them a long time to do it, but we're finally seeing it. The start of 2025, I have seen more veteran pros that have vocalized their opposition to forward-facing sonar than anything over the past 2 years, because they have observed it. They've seen it firsthand. They've seen the careers that they have worked so hard to build just completely deteriorate, and people replacing those people with non-skilled anglers that are completely relying on that technology at every single event out there. So anyway, guys, and just anytime that you see a pro come out against it, please support them. Send them positive messages, send them big thank yous about that. And like I said, don't feel bad about shaming people into not using it. That's the only, if that's what we have to do to change it and get it out of our sport, then that's what we need to do. So anyway, big thank you to out there, all the pros that have had the courage to stand up against it. Join the team, join the good fight here. We're beginning to make some headway slowly, but like I said, when you're dealing with money, doesn't matter if it's politics or business or whatever, when you're dealing with money and power, it is very difficult to make inroads. But in the long term, in the long run, I believe good wins over darkness. And I think that this is going to be the same road down here. Eventually we're going to overcome this. We're going to get bass fishing back where it needs to be. So just I'd like to invite everybody just to join us with this mission here. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot. We'll talk later.